3.
All right.
Alrighty. So, last week in Vincere there, we did a whole lot of killing for mutants, which was quite successful, we might add. And now we are... yeah, they were annoying indeed. And now we are returning to Thalmius to return some of the ships that has been acclaimed. And on top of that, we are speeding up a few things. So, as I said, the explorator ship that has been returned to the Mechanicus, the payment is now coming out. There was 5 profit factors, which I have adjusted in Matthias's character sheet. On top of that, as discussed out of session, you guys also wanted to throw in a transporter ship, which has now been handed over. The Gilded Wagon has been given to you, and it is filled to the brim with cargo holds, a total of 5. And it's also been decked out with a few macro batteries for defensive purposes. It is not made for comfort, it is made for mass carrying. And we've built the regiment hauler rule to basically allow you to carry all sorts of goodies. But at the moment, it's empty of men, which is a perfect pointer for us to start buying regiments.
So that was perfectly timed.
It was perfectly timed.
Sorry about that. I'm muting my phone right now.
Yeah. No, it's good.
That's what you hear when you go inside by itself. It's just one guy who whistles that as he sweeps the empty holds. That's his one job, is to sweep the whole ship.
Mm.
A servitor of culture, I see.
So just to clear, this whole ship, after everything it holds, I believe 10 regiments was the
10 regiments if you go by the payment style, 20 if you go with light infantry or light regiments.
Right, so we could have like shit. Well, yeah, but we have the regiment, so it can hold the limit is 10, but each regiment has a point cost. I believe it's what we decided on, correct?
Yes, it is. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the whole lot of that into Roll20 and drown out the chat for the time being. So the way that we're doing it, the ship, the Gilded Wagon, has got 10 points, and we've classified the various different regiments from light infantry all the way up to Titans and how much they're going to be taking up in terms of space. And we're going to deal with numbers and such on the side because I'm not too much concerned about the numbers of soldiers. I'm more concerned about the numbers of regiments as well as the regiment's purpose, their function. If they are light infantry, they're probably not going to be running around with mortars, heavy weapons, nothing heavier than maybe a sentinel is going to be what they are equipped with. They're barely even going to have armor. To be perfectly honest. They're technically scouts, but you can also turn around and just say, well, this is light infantry, but in high numbers because they don't have armor, they don't have a rucksack, they're effectively penal legion.
So it's just modern day like this army without mechanized. Yes, pretty good.
Oh, sorry, for a second there, your microphone was a little weird.
Yeah,
but now it's good.
It's good. You mean that jangling sound?
No, it was like you're kind of distant and staticky, but now you're good.
Check my connection. There we go. Still good? Cool.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Awesome. Righty. And yes. So, with all that said and done, what's up?
Sorry.
All right. Yep. So with all that said and done, we've got these, 10 points, and you guys have been advised ahead of time of this. So I'm gonna leave it with you. The Argus and Tobulus, as you wanted to start buying and throwing money around.
Money, 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 money.
Indeed.
Tomless has my list of stuff I want to acquire. I will leave the acquisitions up to our good IRS agent.
Yep. All right. Well, Tobulus, what are we starting up with?
Well, I suppose we'll start out with the vehicles. That seems the easiest way to go.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking for. Now, you didn't specify how many here. Was there a number you wanted?
One. When I say like one, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me pull up the tanks thing I sent you. Shit. Yeah, that. When I say like one, sorry, I meant like one regiment of each item for the heavy vehicles.
Okay, so one regiment of Lehman Russ battle tanks with hull mounted las cannons, sponson heavy bolters, and pintle mounted storm.
All right. Can you throw that into a chat somewhere so I can copy that onto the guild wagon? So we'll actually know what they have. Super.
And there's also that I've been talking to Stevens. So
Just the whole.
Please don't talk from across the room. We literally cannot make out what you say. Just hold what you're going to say until you get back to your microphone.
Yes.
Right.
Please.
The failing of that is because he's halfway across the room. He probably can't even hear you say that.
Right?
No,
There's that.
Proceeds to.
directional is set up. Sorry about that.
Alrighty.
Never have to buy anything because you guys keep getting such wonderful toys for me to play with.
All right. Just copy all of that in below it. Take out that. All right, so can you give me a... Lehman Russes are pretty easy to acquire. Get out by list of availability. So you're going to have Lehman Russ battle tanks and then Lehman Russ vanquishers.
correct.
Alrighty.
He also has 2 more vehicles. If you want me to add those real quick.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. All right, so we have Lehman Russ battle tanks with hull-mounted las cannons, sponsor-mounted heavy bolters, and pintle-mounted. All right. Then you're going for the Vanquisher, followed by the Basilisk. All right,
And then
just
we
trying
have
to-
the men.
And then you have to mend, yeah. Alright, so drop sentinels will be counted as what's it called? As a light infantry. Because I'm assuming you want these as scouts.
Yes, hunter killer scouts.
Yeah. Gonna move that up under infantry.
Be like specialized, honestly.
Well, light infantry are meant to be mobile, but unless you're making it battle sentinels, they will still be considered light.
All right, and what roles do you need from me?
All right, so just to throw in the last bit here. So just drop through here. So let's take this one step at a time. So we're gonna go with the first Lehman Russ, just the normal ones that I understand. So Lehman Russ tanks are so the Lehman Russes are pretty easy to make. Just getting out the right one here. Here we go. So I would argue that they are in the very rare category, so -20. We are going for a regiment worth, so that's a -10, so it's a -30 that you're facing so far. Just purely because it's considered to be a regiment, and you're not just getting the tanks, you're getting the crew, the engines, yes, the backup, the people who maintain the equipment, the people who maintain the weaponry, so forth and so forth.
Indeed.
Yep. So it's currently at a -30, and you said you want to go for best quality or just common quality?
Was quality specified? Murdoch?
The difference quality is going to be their modifiers when you deploy them.
Let's go ahead and say best then. I do not think we've ever gone for anything less.
Yeah, nothing less than best.
All right, so you're currently sitting at a -60. You have +24 for your commerce. So let's see here. So you've got what was it? 54 plus 24 minus 60. If that's calculated right, I'll be under 18, give or take. All right, so you're not going to be able to get the. You're not going to be able to get the standard Lehman Russ. But then you could go for the Vanquishers. Which are going to put them in just 1 point higher into the extremely rare. My understanding is that the Lehman Russ Vanquishers are a lot more rare in terms of their availability, if I remember them correctly. I mean, feel free to disagree.
I think they're a step up, not crazy high, but
Yeah, so
What the fuck is going on with my microphone?
I don't know. You're coming through muffled at one point, and then you're coming through
Yeah.
available at another. But yeah, so Vanquishers would be at a -70 if you want to maintain the best quality, or if you want to drop it down to good, then it just becomes a what? Extremely rare regiment is a -10, so it's a -40, it's -50 at that point. So you will be rolling at a 54. That would be a 28 or below for the Vanquisher, unless you want to drop the good quality, and then they become 38 or below.
what do you think, Murdoch?
God, it's like on one hand we need tanks, on the other, God, it would be just like regular qualities of 38 and higher, and I know you could probably make that, but risk it for a biscuit. That's the. What do you think, Jack?
I have the God Emperor on my side, and if he wills it, it shall be done.
I meant, like, do you want to do best, good, or regular? That's what I'm asking.
Let us risk it for the biscuit.
That translates to
Good quality.
Good quality it is.
Partly because best quality is going to be really fucking hard to get.
You know,
so-
at worst, if you fail, you can just get Skitari and cover them in a cardboard box that is a tank.
We have Skitari. Where do we find cardboard boxes? What do I have to roll for cardboard boxes?
Oh, go.
Hand waved. Hand waved. Industrial cardboard boxes.
Question.
Yep.
OX, can you and Tomless get together and teach us Skitari how to become Solid Snake?
All right. Next up, basilisks. Basilisks are. So I'm gonna go out and say
There it is.
basilisks are. What is
Acquired.
this? Did you have enough fate points to reroll that?
Yeah, I've got one left.
Okay.
God damn it.
I will not let it go into the night. The basilisk must be ours.
Spending all his fate points to get that he hasn't even started.
So you spent your fate point to acquire the Lehman Russ Vanquisher for good quality.
Yes.
Super. Just quickly saving that. Just gonna. So that's updated in the Gilded Wagon under its information.
Now, so what are these for the last thing on our list?
So Basilisk is. I'm gonna put that down. I believe it is a scarce, if not average, item to acquire.
All right.
And with it being a regiment, I'd go for average, to be honest, because they mass produce them everywhere. So that just becomes a flat 54 or below before we add the modifiers. So with modifiers, that's going to be 78, probably thereabouts. Yeah, acquired. Do you want to make them? Well, you can make them best quality.
Oh, well, is that a question?
So their accuracy is insanely good. What have I done?
Any question?
No, that's a good question. All right, let me quickly see here. So, what did I mark down some of these things for in terms of space? Let's see here. So, tanks, you've acquired one of them. So, that's a space factor of 2. And artillery was 3. So, you're currently on 5 points. That's been acquired.
And signals are light infantry, is it?
Yeah, light infantry. Because you want to use them as scouts.
Killers.
/ hunter killers, yeah. Yep. I am arguing that your drop sentinels are common. They are, again, highly produced, highly easy to make. So it's a plus 20. Regiment will basically mean a plus 10. And if you want best quality, you will only be at a minus 20. So you'll be rolling on a 58 or below to acquire them at best quality.
Yikes, I don't have another fate point.
If you drop the quality, it will just go down to common and you will get it.
Let's do it. I mean, we just want them at this point. We can fix them up later.
Yep.
Sigh.
All right, so you're at 5.5 points for your space.
Sweet.
Regiments of men. We want Terrax Guard Regiment with Commissars and Grenadiers, a Valhallan Regiment, and a Munitorian Engineers Regiment.
All right. Throw that into chat somewhere, and I am gonna ask you one more time. Do you want a commissar?
So, for the record, the Terrax Regiment is composed of guardsmen, grenadiers and commissars. That's why I was going for Terrax. Would you like me to send you the link for him?
If you wouldn't mind. I mean, have you read up on the commissars?
It's been a while. But the idea behind Terrax Guard was they're a regiment of
roll me a Scholastic Law Tactica Imperialis.
Absolutely.
Because I want to point out something that your character should know, but I think that you as a person have overlooked.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Thank you.
You said Scholastic Lore?
Scholastic Law, please.
No modifiers, correct?
No, plus 10 from the library.
Copy.
All right. I also rolled to see if I wouldn't figure it.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
asking me to get them. I'm like, wait a second.
As you roll a 5.
Commissars are by definition allowed to shoot any members of the crew if they believe that you are getting in the way of the Imperial Guard and their operations. That includes you, Abraham. You are not
Whoa.
above their bolter.
Oh, shit.
If that is a very key thing, which is why
I will point
really
out.
Go on.
We've had this conversation before. Remember, Murdoch? That's why if you want commissars, we were talking with Saxius to have house raised commissariat. Which you can't call them commissars. You get in trouble for that. We're calling them something else, but they can be trained similarly, and revered as similarly. But the only difference is they don't get to shoot the command staff in the head.
Okay, no, that is something I. Okay,
Gotcha.
That's why I asked you
didn't
to.
realize that if a commissar went to work for a rogue trader house, that they would just be like, "Oh, you're being slightly questionable, executed."
Well, remember, technically these regiments still belong to the Imperium. We just requisitioned them from them, and the Empire sees fit that we get to use them. But that doesn't mean that the lieutenant stops being a lieutenant inside of his regiment in the Empire.
No,
So,
I just thought that meant that they would be
for me
more
to take a step back, we want Munitorium Engineers,
Yeah.
Grenadiers, and then what do you want the Valhallans? Are they standard
What do the Valhallans
troopers?
as? Yeah, just standard standard Imperial Guard troopers as Valhallans,
All right.
since they're fairly good at holding lines in defense.
All right. I'm just going to cite the example of, oh god, what's his name again? The guy who went from Armageddon, Yarick. Yarick did take control of an entire planet from a planetary governor as a commissar, and he was still within his legal right to do that.
Gotcha.
So that's just to give you an example of the level of legal powers that a single commissar can do. That in a state of emergency, they could turn around and go, "No, I am now taking charge."
I will say though, he was a Lord
Nixon.
Commissar.
We'll nix the Terrax Guard option.
Yes,
Let's
that is a fair point. But at the same time, commissars are one of those black holes that where their room is really far out.
Well, I will make the distinction. Lord Commissars are the ones that can shoot anyone up to command. Commissars are the ones that can only shoot up to the sergeant or the captain. They can't shoot any higher. They have to go to the Lord Commissariat to say, I don't think this guy at the top is doing his job. And then the Commissar will then shoot that Commissar for questioning that Lord Commissar's ability, and then he might go blam the other guy.
All right.
That's a little extreme, but I agree.
Okay.
So are you sticking with the Terex?
No, we're just gonna nix that entirely.
Could we just get Grenadiers instead?
Yes, you definitely can get Grenadiers instead.
That sounds like a plan, Murdoch.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with that.
All right, so.
Whoops. Screensaver kept on.
Jeez. Let's see. Munitorium Engineer Regiment. That's a good one. Gotta love your little techie guys. And just gonna go Valhallan Infantry. And that was half of this quote I tried to copy over.
Yeah, the idea behind the Valhallans was they're really hard to break and they're fairly good at holding lines, so they would be a fantastic support for any dug-in tank units and for holding anything that Elysians grab in advance.
Yep. All right, let's start with Grenadiers. So Grenadiers would be rare. Not very rare, but they would be rare. You have a regiment's worth, so that's a minus 10, so that's a total of minus 20. So at the moment you're rolling 58 or below for common. If you want good, it will be 48. If you want best, that's going to be going down quite a bit more to like 28.
Can we roll and see what I get?
Yes, we can. That's... Are you using all of your bullshit maneuvers?
When
Nope,
have I
that was
not?
just a D100.
Yeah. That's
I got a hold of Regis when I heard people weren't doing their job.
All right. So Grenadier is best quality.
Thank you, Thomas. There
I
will be a
the
fine
seneschal.
bottle of...
Now you're gonna get taxed.
Yeah,
Got
my
him.
taxes will be paid to you in the form of a very high-quality bottle of
Hashtag
MSF
IRS.
at some
Let
point.
me put it this way. Down the line, I shall have favors to call upon, and you will not be able to say no.
That
There will be
sounds
no
very
questioning that.
questionable. Can I just like give you a bottle of Amasec and call it good? Maybe 3 bottles of Amasec?
I have plenty of booze. Thank you.
I'll get you better booze.
Unbeknownst to the rest of the crew, Master Thomas actually has access to the Patriarch's booze cabinet.
All right. Monitorium.
Even more common than your average guardsman. Let's see.
I'd actually agree. So they would actually be considered average because it's engineers. Give or take. The very best scarce. So just give me a quick roll. We'll take it from there. You would only be able to get common at this one.
What if I were to ask Fortunus to do his thing real quick?
Hmm. Does not. He's not able to navigate the weird world of the Imperial Guards.
Damn. Well, it was with a try, Fortunus. I'll crack a drink in your honor.
All right. And then last we have Valhallan Infantry.
All right. Let's hope this goes well.
Not acquired.
Oof. Oh well.
So, I'll have the ship
Can
updated.
the rogue trader give a fling into it?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Can I make some sort of... I know commerce is a thing, but could I try to navigate Imperial back channels of like, well, I mean, we have done all these great things for the Empire, destroying enemies of the Empire, you know, heretics and all that good stuff.
You can. You can give me a fellowship roll with a +10. I believe you do have peer Imperial.
I do
Imperial
indeed.
Guard. Yeah, go for it.
And etiquette as well.
And all right, is etiquette a skill or a talent?
It is a talent, +10 to interacting with high authority and nobles.
Then yes, you get another +10.
Yes, excellent.
All right, you can acquire the Valhallan Regiment for common quality.
Yeah. Look at that. Was whining and dining never got me. I mean, all of this infantry.
All right, so you're currently sitting at 8.5. Let me quickly see here. Lehman Russes you wanted. The Lehman Russ battle tanks you are not going to be able to acquire now because they take up, 3 points, if I remember correctly?
Up now,
I think they were, what, 2?
it was, I
2.
believe,
Because you're 8.5, which will put you over the capacity. So at most you can fit a specialized infantry in there.
right. So let's
Ergo,
yeah.
if you wanted to ask for Skitari, notch.
Oh, God. Not like
Well,
this.
let me make my roll real quick. Scutari it is.
OX, would you like to pull some strings and flash your very, very expensive signature of being the Titanicus Legion?
Yeah, I can do that.
And
Yep.
then he's like, "Oh God, these flashbacks are trying to bother me again."
Just give me a logic roll, because this is about
Yeah, I'm fine. What would you like me
logic, if you wouldn't mind.
to sure? I get any bonuses?
I'll give you a plus 20.
Thank you kindly. There you go.
So we did actually manage to acquire Valhallans, correct?
Yes.
Common quality.
I will
There you go.
edit that in Saxis to stead since he's
I've updated the Gilded Wagon to include all current acquireds.
Alright, and so what do you
Still
need
says
from me
Valhalla's
for these Skatari?
Wait,
whatever. I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now.
I'll update it.
No problem.
So, Skitari, we are looking at very rare individuals. At least that's my argument for in the infantry. With it being a regiment, so that's a minus 30 for common quality. But I would like to stress the, how would you put it? The powers that a Skitari would be able to have. So D100, you're rolling at minus 30, so that's going to be 47 or below.
praise the God Emperor of mankind. Beep boop beep rolls.
Ah, shit.
Negative.
All right.
Meat bags.
But I burn a fate point.
Oh my God!
Wait,
not.
do you burn?
It's the God Emperor, not
if-
Omnis.
If you burn a fate point, I will make them best quality, and
not.
they will come. They will come equipped with the highest of Archaeotech weapons.
I have one fate point.
Do not.
This
Jesus.
was your will from the beginning of the game, and you have gotten it, my lord.
What? How is this my will?
Not your will.
The GM.
Oh.
Skitari with
Pilkingtons.
Archaeotech?
Don't
Jesus.
burn a fate point, bro.
It's too late. It has been done.
Jack,
God.
wait, you can still re-roll. You can still
Um,
re-roll.
With what fate points?
Oh.
He has spent all of his rerolls ability, but
How about
If
can I give him a fate point? Because I really don't want him to burn a fate point for this.
you two can burn a.
I know it's using it. I get it. It's fine. It's his decision, his character, his life.
I only need one to escape certain death, so.
Right.
What happened if it's certain death and then another certain death?
Well,
Yeah,
then, the Emperor has called me home.
Oh my God.
I
I'm-
can't.
Hey, all I'm saying is, like, I will try to make it worth your while if you burn a fate point. That's my argument.
It has been burnt.
Oh my
There,
Oh,
it
God.
no longer
Alright.
exists on my character sheet.
All right.
So
Jesus.
the group should now be at
Thank you, son.
10. You're now at 10 points. 10 out of 10.
I should have asked.
10
if I
out of
could
10,
burn
that's
Jack's
correct.
place since I've got 4 total. But too late.
All right, Skitara. Sorry, go on.
No, it's too late now.
Okay.
No. 2 fate points have been burned for Satar.
Skatari, your lord and masters of all.
I know.
I mean, these guys are best quality, armed with Archaeotech. Think of them as like the elites of the Skitari that you've acquired.
Boys.
I'm sure Iota will be most pleased. Or peeved, I'm not sure.
Immediately tries to take over the ship.
Yeah.
We're like, look, Master Iota, we brought you more Skatari. As they're like from a different faction of Skatari that are staring at each other like, you
Yeah.
fucked my.
They're just like, in the name of the quest for knowledge, I'll now take your head off.
Good God.
Oh, and any news on Steven's front with the message I sent you, if that's possible?
Let me quickly get back to that. So, if I'm understanding that correctly, you want basically to be less detected and have better bombs.
Yeah.
All right. You can have a cloaking device. Get out a, which is considered to be, yes,
Can I have a cloaking device for my entire ace wing?
yes, that's what I'm calculating here.
Okay.
So that will be extremely rare for your ace wing, which is, well, that's considered trivial. So that's a -10. And if you want good quality, that's a -20. So that'll be a 58 or below.
Yikes, brother.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to roll for it, but okay.
Oh, actually, that's a good
Um,
point. He is rolling.
That is meant to be for Stevens.
My bad. I'm just
That's
so
a-
used to rolling every time you say numbers.
Oh my god.
Stevens,
Best
I don't know how. Yes, best quality. plus 20. So note this down for your character. You get a plus 20 for your piloting skill when you want to go undetected. Enemies get a -20 on picking you up on their radars and detection skills. Ergo, when you launch your ace pilot squad, people won't know that you're coming at them until you're at them.
Now for these better bombs.
Pilkington
Cole,
liked this. Matthias liked this.
We've got some stealth paragraphs to do in the near future with those.
No, the
benefits
best
right
part
there.
is it's his ace wing. We have stealth A10s.
Yes.
Dear
Yes.
God, that's
They know
So
when
you
they're on
said
top of them when they hear the
plus-
BERT.
Plus
Oh.
20 pilot skill while close. -20 for all.
Yes.
That's so scary.
Okay, so now for your better bombs. So the current ones that you've got, the heavy ones, which does like what?
So the current heavy bombs, they do 3d10 plus 20.
Mhm.
10, 20, blast 60.
Yeah, so that's against infantry, or when we do ground based. For the attacks, which we are going to be using for void based, let me get out. Where did I put the Righteous Fury? So the mechanics for bombing runs is a D10 plus 4, improved by degrees of success. What we're going to have here is going to be D10 plus 6 plus degrees of success if you go for better bombs. All right? Making sense?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, of course.
One of the things I would attempt to get for him, if at all possible, would be. Let me see. I just had him pulled up. One moment.
Can I argue a little
Of course
bit?
you can. Of course you can.
Can I do a d20 plus 6 instead?
What?
What?
No.
Can I do a d10? Can I do a d10 plus 8?
You could do D10 plus. Yeah. You improve the quality a bit. So get out the equipment here, because this is you buying enough of them to basically fill your storage rooms. So we're not going to look at how many times you can do bombing runs.
Yeah.
So we're going to have extremely rare. You're going to be looking at that. So it's going to be -40. So that is going to be 38 or above. Oh, sorry, or below. Not. Yeah.
Ah, here we go.
Fuck
Atomics.
off.
Thank you.
Whoa. Damn, Stevens, you've been holding
So-
on to this, man.
D10 plus 8 plus degrees of success.
Thank you.
That's the new amount. I'm
So is
adding
that,
that into.
Plasma, like depth
Yeah.
charges, basically, or something.
Think of it like this: it is going to be bombs that you drop down. The front load is a melter bomb that is then launched out from the bomb itself to open up the wound, then allowing a plasma charge bomb to go in, detonating it. So you've literally got bunker charges now. Bunker
For
busters.
ships.
for ships.
Jesus.
So I would like to attempt to get atomics for his ship, or at least warheads for our torpedoes.
Fuck this. Yes, go on.
That's the last of my things.
Well, I mean, it's only fair. You did fire a vortex torpedo at. I mean, sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Hostiles.
It's a vote.
Hostiles fired a vortex torpedo at us. Now we at least can clap back by firing a nuke at them, being like, "Oh yeah, fuck you too, buddy."
Actually,
Go
Well,
for it.
Out of curiosity, really quick, how
What-
common
what
are
am I
nuclear
rolling
weapons
against
in
here?
The Imperial arsenal.
Sorry, can I quickly hear that from Murdoch?
How common are nuclear weapons in the Imperial arsenal? Out of curiosity.
They're
I would.
baby
Go on.
weapons.
I
Yeah,
would say they're pretty probably common to be able to make, but the problem you have to think about is nukes. They irradiate
Yes,
the
it's-
area, right? You can't really
Yeah.
use that area now. So the Empire's all about, yeah, we may send 5 million people to their deaths, but we can immediately start production on that Forge world next day.
We can use their bodies as fuel.
Exactly.
The book,
Into the Forge you go.
The reason I
the
ask is
book
I
here says
never-
that they're
Go on.
ancient weapons of widespread destruction. The age of Imperium, however, atomics have since fallen out of favor. Simply put, the militant Adepta and the Imperial Inquisition simply have better ways to destroy worlds. Cyclonic torpedoes and virus bombs slay whole planets in hours or even minutes, while hundreds of atomic warheads would not destroy a world outright, instead polluting the biosphere and slowly checking it out.
Fuck it, I'm gonna say they're common.
All right.
I'm just curious because I never really hear anything about nukes being fired from ships unless it's like.
Well,
a
because
fire
remember,
being
man,
used by space marines. That's why I'm
cyclonic
curious.
torpedoes hit the planet and then burn the atmosphere away. Like
Right.
a day and the whole world's dead, or at least a salvo of them, right? Like, how many nukes would
Yeah,
that
because
take?
A lot.
Click on that attachment, Murdoch, and then you can see the effect that planetary bombardments have from normal ship weapons.
Right. It's huge when it comes to like las cannons or macro batteries.
Does the 84 get it for me?
Yes, you have orbital nukes. Have
All right.
fun.
Jesus.
Any
No.
weapon component firing a atomic weapon, if it hits the target, it does 1d5 plus 4 hits, doing 1d10 plus 6 damage each.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's fine. You want to clap back? You can clap back.
Wait, so did I get good or best craftsmanship?
Common.
Oh,
Common.
Best craftsmanships do 10 hits regardless.
Listen, you wanted, nuclear ones. They've fallen out of favor, but they're still kind of produced. It's mainly for like orbital stuff that you're going to be using it. But then they're more precise, or they have less spread than everything else. Right.
If an atomic was detonated within a starship or station, however, its destruction would be guaranteed.
Wouldn't if it doesn't destroy it, wouldn't it also like cause an EMP that shuts down most electronics? That's
Now
what
you're
happened.
getting into real life, and this is a role playing game.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
No,
thing with
I'm-
EMP is I think the Empire really has kind of stacked its tech past something like that, because then the Tau would literally just EMP the Empire into nothingness.
The
No,
machine
that's what I was getting at,
spirit
is that you don't
is
really
mad.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, the Skitarii are shooting at Tau. They try to EMP them. The little happy green smiley face turns to a red unhappy faces. It's like they just tried to F with me. The Skitari's like,
Okay.
you gon' die for that.
I
My-
just
my-
wonder about these things because you don't see them
Yeah,
used
yeah.
that often in
Yeah.
lore.
No, but my reasoning is that the Imperium is using human bodies for being the cogitators, for being the brains. Therefore, an EMP is not going to shut down a brain.
Fair enough.
And if you want the good shit, you go to the Mechanicus. Because take this for example, that's their standard weapon in terms of Skitarii. That they are literally firing radiation at people.
Right.
Yep.
They also
Yep.
like to use another weapon, which I also like, which is the grav gun. It fires gravity which crushes your mass on itself.
Great against, tanks.
Yep.
Literally anything
Or
heavy
the
with no
contrast
guns.
in the tank.
All right. So, you have acquired all of this. You have acquired more money. You have acquired all. Fuck. Go on.
I have 3 more things I would like to roll for.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh, no.
First, I have a question though.
Yes.
Since my squadron, my ace wing is composed of Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
What quality ships do we have?
Last time I checked, your Thunderbolts are. No, was it your bombers are best quality? So they would be.
No. My Marauders are good quality. I don't have any best quality ships.
Okay.
Can we fix that?
Didn't I
Upgrades.
that?
Upgrades.
Yeah, can we upgrade my
Sure.
ships too?
Yes, you can. You can do a upgrade. Give me a roll, given that Thomulus has already given you a shit ton of bonuses. And please, for the love of God, do not roll 20 or below.
Roll 20 or below. Do it now.
Yes.
Aw.
Immediately rolls a 20.
You can upgrade one set of ships. So if that's going to be your ace wing, they're now best quality. If you want a secondary good quality wing, you can have that.
No, we'll just do best quality because my Marauder bombers are already good quality, and then my gun cutters are good quality. Everything else is common. I'm not really worried about
All right. So it's
anything
gonna.
else because also all the pilots have +5 agility from the simulator one. So
Oh yeah, that reminds me. The simulations are more or less complete at this stage, meaning that they now get a +10.
oh hell yeah, they get +10 agility or +10 of piloting checks.
+10 agility.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, and then
Your character's been working on that, I'm assuming, when you're having every downtime.
accurate. That is
As
accurate.
Ace Pilot Pilkington over his shoulder.
Hold on, let me. Since that puts it as best quality for my pilot wing, what bonus does that put on top of piloting checks?
+20 for piloting, and for attack runs, it's a +30.
My God.
They do good at their job.
I'm just
As-
upset I didn't get the auto stabilization matrix. That would have gotten rid of all the negatives that he could have applied to you.
I like this game. I have to remind myself that I like this game.
He just keeps trying to kill us, but he keeps failing.
No, he does not.
Alrighty.
Oh, if Saxius tried to
All
kill
right.
us, we'd all be dead. So
Accurate.
Well, he
All
launched a vortex torpedo at us, so
if he was trying to kill us, we would be dead.
Yep.
So what's up? What's the next upgrade that
Alrighty,
you'd like?
can I upgrade faster engines on actually everything
Yes.
possible? Because like I was
Yes.
kind of disappointed on how fast everything was, on how
Oh,
we were deploying.
you've just reminded me of something terrible.
Well, give me a D100, and see, you want to upgrade everything. That's going to be the expensive part.
Yeah,
Just so you
I
know.
know it is, but I want to upgrade every ship's engines. Other than
Okay.
the logistic ships. That's the only thing I don't care.
Yeah, of course. So that's going to be a vast. I'm classifying that as a vast upgrade.
Okay.
It is going to be so that's a -30. It's going to be a -40. So you're rolling 38 or below.
Okay. Thank you.
Fuck off. They all have. So you currently move 5. You now move 7.
9. Oof. Jeez.
So, one last thing, because I had forgotten until he mentioned, I have been looking for better augur arrays.
Yes, give me a D100. Just give me a D100. I'll deal with this in a bit.
Good.
Additionally, Red Baron, you have an ability now called Boost that you might want to note down, which means that you can double move in a single turn.
Oh my.
But it has to be a straight line.
I'm writing all this down.
You should.
All right. Tumulus, you are not acquiring any better equipment with the current stats.
Damn.
Ree!
That's worth a try.
That is the seneschal's job.
So what is it okay? You said instead of 5, it's 7 right now.
It's 7 that you can just move normally.
Is that all ships?
All ships.
Oh fuck yeah!
So you launch out at 12, and then you move at 7 thereafter. You move as quick as your current flagship can fly.
No. All right, and then last thing, can I roll for some turbo penetrator rounds for the sniper rifle?
Absolutely.
Are you sure you don't want to hand wave those at this point, or?
No, absolutely not.
He will hand wave your character having a stroke, though.
All right, D100s.
What do I gotta get?
How rare are they off the top of your head?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Well, are we talking actual turbo penetrator rounds for the Exodus rifle, or I'm thinking because he doesn't have an Exodus rifle, something similar?
Something similar. So it's going to be a minus 4. So it's going to be a minus 40. You're going to be rolling at a 28 or below.
That's ridiculous.
Ugh. Can I re-roll that with the fate
Yes,
point?
you can. Yes, you can. Oh wait, you're getting equipment for one person only, so that's where the bonuses come from.
Damn it! No,
You're not buying it for multiple people.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting it for me.
Yeah.
A and B, like at a minus 60 just for the round.
Well, it's guarded
It's full.
Imperial tech, man.
That's why I'm saying something similar, not necessarily the same. It wouldn't be.
Oh, I get.
That's fine.
You're not saying actual like, yo, it's turbo penetrators, but scaled for a different caliber. It's like, I mean, it's a Forge World's attempt at recreating the actual turbo penetrator.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Have we bought everything under the Imperial Sun?
Yes,
right?
I am now finished with my acquisition.
Like the organ grinder rounds, which are the closest thing. Well, they're extremely rare, so I guess unusual ammunition is just that rare in the 40k.
Actually, I have an idea, Jack. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
All
Don't worry
right.
about it. We're good. We're good on ammunition. I'll talk to Saxius and you about it later.
Yes. Now comes the fun bit. The group's called in for a meeting. As in all of you. All of you are called in for a meeting. Now I know that there's been a lot of things going on right now, so I'm quickly going to go down the list here, and for the past 5 days, briefly run down what your character would have been doing. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Cersei's, what have you been doing for the past 5 days?
This will be required some role playing, but I would definitely meet with or quote unquote meet, as in interrogate the friar. That's
Super.
one thing, and learning about who he could, trying to figure out the best possible way to talk to him. So definitely sitting and study, trying to figure that out. That's what I would primarily be focused on.
So you're preparing for the actual interrogation to guard your mind and avoid the words of a snake. That's good.
Yeah.
So solid. All right, Abraham.
Yes, sir.
What have you been doing for the past 5 days? So has it literally been, asking Portunus, what forms do I fill out here? And then filling out forms and then getting equipment, running through equipment, training people.
My first thing after was just taking a rest after the whole ship situation because I'm going to be exhausted. So I took a day. After that, it was getting the Minotaurium stuff in order, getting the men sorted, which took a day, however long it was, and then all the time after that is just hard drilling the guys to get everyone in shape, familiarize them with the new regiments, and then new regiments with the old blood, and start getting them to work in sync together, and introducing Hakon to the new tanks and having them start look them over.
Oh, you've never seen a man so happy. Jackie, Tomulus, what has your character been up to? Well, I can imagine you've been busy bargaining.
100% absolutely busy with Portunus Regis, getting them the information they need, trading information, making sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Roll me either a willpower or a toughness check. One of the two.
Very well, let me see here.
This is to do with willpower, because Regis moans a lot, because work, and toughness being, what did you pick here?
I
Yep.
picked willpower, but I rolled a 91. So
Well, Regis moaning of work is definitely making you exhausted. So you are tired. You're very tired. And there's never been a happier sight than seeing Botunus quietly working in a corner.
oh, yeah, I've never seen my PP half as hard.
So that probably is going to be summarizing you. Matthias.
All right. Past couple days, Matthias has been doing some research into the library, as well as looking over some of the documentation, of course, on his normal daily schedule. And he's actually scheduled some fencing classes with the up and coming officers to train them on how to use their basically swords or sabers or whatever they decide to use as their sidearm.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
I'll
So
send
you're
you,
doing a lot of... Yep.
I'll send you a breakdown. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, so you're basically making sure that you engage with the up-and-coming officers, that you are learning, their names, that they know who you are, you're establishing links, the trust, all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sounds good. All right. OX. I take that you are now familiarizing yourself with the new recruits, or the veterans.
Yes. And praising others and surveying mutated sites.
Yeah.
So making sure we clean those properly. And also, what is the deal with the mutants that last time were in that jail cell? Did we take care?
I'm quite sure you took care of them.
Okay.
It looks like it was someone doing fuckery, from what you could make out. So the Empress Mercy has been given.
So we'll clean up that too.
All right. Lots of cleaning for your character.
Yeah, lots of cleaning and surveying, cleaning and getting to know troops. And side note, I take a moment to break to hang out with my son and my wife for like a decompress.
Yep. Sounds good. So they remember that they have a father and a husband.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I gotta actually do this. It's actually obligated. And then after that, do some work with Dr. Faust and Iota about how great everything. Okay. Everything got quiet.
That is because I realized I muted myself. So I've been talking to myself primarily.
Yeah.
Was it a good conversation?
It was fantastic. It was very one-sided.
I would like to praise Omega and the other one.
Septon.
Yeah, Septon and Omega.
Yeah, for their wonderful guard.
Yeah.
Protecting what was very valuable at the time.
Yeah, I'll have to actually make a Imperial Guard regiment commander list, just so we have, some people to defer to when it comes to the various things, like the Skitari, the vehicles, the artillery, so forth and so forth. That's just so you can start, so players can go assign people for things. But I'll do that later. And last but not least, the Red Baron. I take that you have been having some joyrides in your new vehicles. Yeah.
So
Gun is playing at the time.
basically, what I've been doing is messing around in the simulator
a
little bit, doing a little bit of actual real flighting, testing out all the new yummy upgrades that we've gotten, and then teaching most of my Ace Wing kind of a really vague version, or not vague, but condensed version of Seer School. I don't know if you know what Seer School is, though.
Yeah, survival, extraction,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape.
That's the one.
In the case of any of them crash, and also imagining that I don't want to say I have the assumption of them not having a whole lot of training on small arms use, but trying to kind of convey a little bit of small arms training as well in case they do ever have some sort of crash where they need to defend themselves. So
Yeah.
basically doing a shortened Seer School and then small arms training with all my Ace Wing and then the simulator.
The Seer School is going to be interesting because you try to teach them, but you find that you probably need to actually bring them to the various different locations. At the moment, using the Forge World and its wastelands is a good opportunity. So you get some training out of there, but you believe that you also need to then visit other locations to properly finish it, to give them the well-rounded insight.
Okay.
As for the small arms, you actually discover that most of your pilots, even the ace ones, while they can use small arms, they are very rusty. It's not in their current schedule to train a lot with that.
Which
But
is
it is-
understandable.
Yeah.
And then also getting to talk more with let's see, with Cornelius as well.
Yeah.
Trying to get know him a little bit better. I think you should still make him do willpower checks, though.
Oh, definitely. Because he's still he's getting better at not showing pain whenever you pinch him or whenever he needs to have things any medals on him. But
Yeah.
Cornelius is he's starting to understand just how your mind is working with these things, but he still has this British officer top tally ho mentality when he goes about these things. He's overly cheerful to your very serious demeanor.
Roger.
I love that dynamic.
Yeah. A man with a mustache like that has to be, a happy man.
Very proper, exactly.
All right.
But
yes.
other than that, that's all I had.
I did. Oh goodness, I did have an idea. Oh, that's what it was. Matthias, at some point in these 5 days, during our quote-unquote night cycle, that's on a that's on a ship that's in space for a long period of time, would have invited a big feast would have been done for basically the people taking actions in the repelling, as well as the officers, and especially like Hakon and like Cadmus, people who took part in the actual routing out of those individuals would have been invited to the captain's party with it, mostly nobles, but some men who showed real valor. And then the rest would have their own little shenanigans where, for the enlisted, booze, it's not going to be overflowing with that because, they're enlisted. They don't know how to control themselves, as the nobles would think. But they would still be granted an extra ration of beer or something. Because, Matthias clearly was annoyed when he heard that, and now that they are finally off of his ship for the best of his knowledge, he's very pleased.
Definitely. Makes sense. Sounds good. Can you also, for the thing that you posted to me, can you give me an intelligence plus 20?
Yes, sir. Oh, for me? Did you mean for me, Saxius?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, for you.
Sorry, I was making sure. I'll use a fate point to boost that to 3.4 degrees of success.
All right. So for the thing that you posted to me, you are quite confident you have everything lined out the way it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, for that topic, everything's been quite quiet.
Mm-hmm.
The person has been reported to be in contemplation and prayer for the majority of the time. So there's not been a lot of movement.
Okay. Yeah, and he'd probably if it's not going to be happening this session, he will he'll be able to he'll schedule a meeting.
It could definitely happen this session.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get the introduction of a new character in first.
Oh yes, thumbs up.
So we'll do that first, and then we'll get into that. Quick. So if that's that for everyone, as everyone you're brought in for this meeting, it is arranged by Lady Sachi,
Our resident
lead
astropath.
Yeah,
for the
so she Yep. So Lady Sachi is the choir mistress of the astropathic choirs, and as you are brought in, you can see that she has got someone standing with her, at the conference room, and effectively, she started out with, thank you everyone for being there, and goes on to she goes on to explain that with the acquisition of 2 new ships, she is going to be quite busy in order to ensure that the various different frequencies, communications, and encryption and decryptions of messages are aligned, given that every choir has its own way of interpreting astropathic communication. This unfortunately means that she's going to have to remove herself from bridge duties, as she's now going to be traveling from ship to ship, ensuring that they are set up. Similarly, Cadmus is going to be busy in the foreseeable weeks, as he is promoting his own internal staff and spreading out his navigator family to the new ships to ensure that they all know what beacon that they are going to be looking for, that copies of the maps have been properly copied and provided for the different ships, as well as safety protocols for destruction of said maps. So a lot of logistics, a lot of internal stuff is now being done to make sure that the infrastructure is solid, and allowing for basically every ship to communicate without any hitches.
Most appreciated.
So in her absence from the bridge, she is promoting Darius Echo from the Tenebris Mare. After a very rigorous and very unforgiving testing phase, she has found him to be the best suited candidate by her standards, which she would like to highlight are not low by any means of measurement. And therefore, she would like to officially introduce Darius to the bridge, as well as the crew, advising that he is going to be liaisoning and on her behalf, and he will effectively serve as the team's astropathic astropathic choir member, who will, for all intents and purposes, be considered to have ascended his position. While he will not have a choir of his own, Lady Sachi is deferring her current choir under his command, should he need them. However, as before, she is leaving it within certain margins. So no, unless there are reasons for executions, she would like no navigators to be expended without her say so. Mainly looking to Darius when she says this, but then also out towards the room, knowing that she has displayed in the past that sometimes the execution and usage of astropaths could be deemed needed. And that, she looks to Darius if there's anything he wishes to say for his introduction.
Well, firstly, Darius looks like pretty much an unremarkable man. He's what a typical human looks like. There's nothing out of the ordinary place, except for his dead, cold eyes, which he seems to almost forcibly blink. But being blind, he doesn't really sense that there's a change in the blinking. But he will obviously wear a big smile on his face, happy that he's in this environment, and simply say, "Well, madam, I think you've covered everything I've already I potentially could have said. Thank you for this position and this opportunity."
Absolutely. As said, Master Darius, you will be working with our benefactor and patron, rogue trader Matthias. Matthias, Master Darius is going to be here for the sake of for ensuring all communications, and as of such, I strongly encourage you to explore and make use of his abilities.
At the mention of Matthias's name, he will stand and nod at Lady Sachi, wait for her to finish, and then walk over to the man and go, "Ah, Master Echo, being nominated by Lady Sachi is a most high honor. She has a very exacting standard." And he nods to her, and saying that, he goes, "I expect great things of you, as the Emperor expects great things of our house." And he'll nod and say, like, "We have a long journey ahead of us." And he'll extend his hand to shake his.
Yeah, he'll take it and he'll shake it. I hope I'm up to the task, sir.
If Lady Sachi has faith in you, I believe you will be. And then he'll nod at both of them and then go to sit back down.
Awesome. She then proceeds and goes, "Very well. I think we can now move over to the next course of action. For everyone here now, Darius, that you are a senior member of the staff, it is now prevalent for me to reveal a secret that I've kept for you for the past few days."
Oh, God.
What is this secret?
I was requested by Lady Emlyn, who spoke outside of Versus, to send a message onward to the Ecclesiarch. And she will present a message that she has written down. And it looks to be perfectly fine. It is simply a report stating that the faith of the God Emperor is being spread, that there is indeed, a burning torch that needs to be brought forward, and that within this dark, void, the embrace of the God Emperor is being brought forward to everyone, and so on and so on. Much more elaborate than what I'm making it out to be. And Lady Sachi continues, "However, as I was made aware, the Lady Emlyn has taken up a very holy vow to only speak in psalms and verses of the holy books. And my quarters are not sanctified by her order. Therefore, her breaking her vow has me concerned and suspicious, and I have not sent out this message as per request." I wish to make this available for everyone here to know, as this was a unexpected thing to take place, but I await what you wish for me to do.
I'm contemplating.
The Red Baron.
The Red Baron.
Abraham will clear a certain and step up to the center of the circle or to the inner part of the table, and say, Lady Sachi has served us very well in our journey so far. While yes, she may have seemingly broken her vow, I do not believe she would have done so unless it was for a very, very good reason. She has shown that she is loyal to the Imperium and loyal to the House. I think we should tread cautiously, but at the same time, we should be of an open mind as to what may have happened before jumping to any rash judgments. There is there is a reason for everything, good or bad. We should determine whether it is good or bad first. Then I'll step back.
This is perplexing. To break such a vow for one of her order is normally, under my understanding, a rather large ordeal. I act as though it may not be something pressing, but as we've seen in this sector recently, we've encountered heretics and outright, it seems, agents of chaos, and I wonder if her concern for the soul of the sector is growing. I will speak to her shortly, if she will permit it, and will let you know when to send that message once I've met her mind on the matter, as I don't particularly like such potential secrecy from her, but it's understood, seeing what we've seen thus far. Does anyone else have concerns that they have here? I mean, if you do, please make them plain. We are all servants of the God Emperor here.
Well, sir, if you'd like, I can use my powers of divination to aid you in the consequences of such a thing.
I am leaning towards taking you up on that offer. But before that, I would like to speak with her, to see her mind, and see if she's willing to be open with me about such matters. And then we will allow, I believe it's called the Emperor's Tarot, to help guide us in these matters.
Of course, sir.
All right, so you wanted to do some divination first, or are you waiting with that? Or are you wishing for you, Matthias, to go to Lady Emlyn and seeing if you can get this meeting hastened up, whether or not she's praying?
Give me a moment.
Of course. In the meantime, is there anyone else that wants to do or say anything in this situation?
I've got nothing to add at this time.
Alrighty.
Just 1 minute, please.
Of course. Alrighty. Alrighty, well, and if that's going to be the case, as we're waiting, Lady Sachi will, make her leave and, leave you to discuss any matters in private. Otherwise, we can assume that the group will be dispersing out and they will be preparing for takeoff. All right. That's it. I'm just going to be doing some quick rolls for Navigator Cadmus, as he is going to move, as the place is going to be moved out of the system of Thalmius and getting ready for departing. All right. Cadmus advises that it's best to wait a week before departing Thalmius, as you've been spending some time, primarily because he is detecting a lot of uncertain currents and, how would you put it, the Astronomicum is flickering at the moment due to interference and other basically warp storms getting in the way, so he doesn't have a clean sight, so he doesn't want to risk anything. So the departure is going to be delayed by a week, if the group, if the captain permits it. Otherwise, he will defer to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we shall wait a week as we continue to get the men ready, and I have that conversation.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. Otherwise, do you want to, just to check, does Cersei want to do his interaction with Friar Dino, or are we gonna?
Knowing that after hearing Matthias wants to talk to Emmeline, I would going to prefer her to accompany me during that time, but I would not want to interfere during the time where Matthias would want to talk to her. So,
Okay.
Is that suitable?
Yeah. If you want to be there when the discussion takes place, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, it would end. The reason why is that I would like to know how their conversation goes before further interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Awesome. Well, I'll wait for you, Matthias, for when you're ready to take any actions. In the meantime, is there any actions from you, OX, that you want to do as you're working on your project? No. Okay. Anything from you, Red Baron?
The Red Baron has no comment.
No.
You have no comments.
As he
Sounds good.
whips new recruit pilots into shape.
Run quicker! But sir, we're flying! Run, I said!
If it helps you run faster, put your arms out and pretend you're a plane.
Is Abraham up to anything, or is it just drilling and training?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a break from training. I would like to have Hakon familiarize men with the vehicles a bit to understand some of the new acquisitions we've gotten our hands on, while I would like to look into our next travel destinations.
Right. So you want to look at where you're going to go to? The Erasmus site? Yep.
I'm looking for Erasmus, correct. Do we have any prior knowledge of what might be there?
Well, you have found out that it is a cemetery world. It is where a saint has been buried. A saint declared for the void. It's also where, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Cease, but you shared that there is a holy relic on Erasmus.
Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So you know that there's a holy relic of the ecclesiarch on Erasmus. It is believed that due to the warp storm, Erasmus needs to be recolonized, quote unquote.
Okay.
That's the immediate information that's been made available.
Okay. And
I'd
just
say-
out of curiosity, what about what's the short for Jor, Talia, and Palter's Lighthouse?
Sure.
They're surrounding.
Right. Talia is a pleasure world, which is owned by another rogue trader. Let me get out his picture here. That is for Simon Xavier Johansson III, our beloved neighbor rogue trader that is about here. He owns that planet, and he invited the group over to Talia to have dinner with him.
Indeed.
That doesn't sound suspicious.
Immediately
Listen.
suspicious. There can't be nothing good coming out of this. We literally roll up,
after what I went
guns ready
through,
to rock, and he's just like, no, I brought all this food. I just wanted to say congratulations on bringing things back in the Empire. Jesus.
After one of our previous missions with what I disclosed to you and I think one other person, and his previous affiliations with Xenos and Xenos artifacts or weapons. It was more than just Xenos.
Let's
He's
just
a
say
xenophile.
sure. Let's just say sure.
Xenophile.
Yeah, he's a xenophile.
And with what I encountered, I'm very suspicious.
All right.
Very
Abraham has his suspicion. That's fine.
Yep.
Jor is a agricultural planet, but it is a giant fishing planet.
Okay, so it's a water world.
It's a water world, but it's like rich with like marine life. Like there's a shit ton of food there. So that's Jor.
Yeah, that was Jor. Yep.
Yeah, and Marfree is a cattle world.
Okay,
And
so
Droth.
Okay.
Yeah, and Droth is a agricultural, like actual agriculture, corn and such.
Sarah is dead.
Yeah.
Serum is gone. We don't know what Serum was.
All we know is the star exploded. What?
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we didn't go there.
Yeah. Paltor's Lighthouse is a space station that is run, owned, and operated by a Navigator house. And it is where Cadmus is taking a son-in-law to go and be married. So you have more Navigators. Because he has a limited number of Navigators in his family, and he wants to have more.
As any noble would want.
And he has described the family who lives there as well-bred and well-intentioned and of decent standing within the Navigator hierarchy by his standards.
He's gonna treat them still like shit. Are you on my level? No, then shut up.
Exactly. All right. With that knowledge, I'm going to forward my recommendation of a high priority would be for both Erasmo and Paltor's Lighthouse solely because of the importance they have to each of our crew members. However, it may be best to go to Erasmo first, deal with whatever is there, and then go to Paltor's Lighthouse, so that way Cadmus is hopefully free around that time. It is the road trader's discretion. This is simply my humble suggestions. Talia, of course, is it's suspicious.
So you forward your thing to Matthias, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're not sending a message to Cadmus in low Gothic.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
He literally has an aide bring it back to you on a data slate, and then throws it in your face, and then just walks away, mumbling to himself in High Gothic.
Speak back like, hold on, come back here in High Gothic. Let me retranslate this. There you go. Send it back.
All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Right.
No.
Right. So you've go on. Go on.
No, it's just I want to, because you mentioned earlier he's busy with all the new other shenanigans going on. So I figure, well, it'd be best to help Finley with his thing, and then by the time that's done, we should hopefully have time for Cadmus to do his thing.
There is no Finley here, only Xerxes.
Exactly.
Yes, father.
Yeah, you tell him, Dad.
If you didn't get that reference, you're too young.
Got him. No, you missed it.
You're just not going to turn into like a weird demon dog, are you?
There you go. All right. Good.
Of course I know.
All right. What else would the group like to do?
I mean, I'm set up for my meeting, but yeah, let's run through all. Anyone else has any other stuff, we'll run through that. I'm ready to do my thing.
Yeah, are you going to be doing the divination with Darius?
I would actually. No. I won't do it beforehand. I'll do it after if I don't think it goes well.
Okay.
Because in the end of the day, Matthias wants to extend the trust that he has, and he knows that people have put in him, back to them.
Okay.
Betrayed immediately. Not like this.
Not like this.
Sounds good. So you and Xerxes are going to be going into the chapel, the cathedral of the ship. And you will be finding Lady Emlyn there. I'm just going to move everyone over to the ship layout.
Yay.
Drag some quick people over there. Let's find Matthias here. And just send everyone there.
Ignore the sound of this. I'm just using it to charge my phone. JBL's weird.
Yep. All right. So the two of you have entered, and you will see Lady Emlyn about, but she is, in the middle of contemplation and prayer.
With that, the father will.
Hold on, just a second. Who keeps breathing in their mic like really close?
Oh, it's stopped now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As long as it stopped.
Yeah, Matthias will gesture to the father potentially to wait as he goes to talk to her.
Okay.
Yeah. And he would there be an area in here that's like designated for like priority talking to her, like one of these pews potentially?
Yeah, it's probably over here.
Okay. Matthias will, of course, quietly, respectfully walk over there, and he will sit. And, well, of course, as he entered, he made the sign of the Aquila, and as he, goes past. This is a statue of like the probably the patron saint of the Lady Martyr, and then he'll.
Yeah.
What would be the proper imperial etiquette? Would it be the Aquila again for that, or would it just be like a bow?
It would be a bow.
Okay. Yeah, he'll bow at it and then move over to there and sit, and probably pull out one of the psalm books and wait for Lady Emmeline to come over.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Is it still doing it? I should have fixed it.
Oh, the freaking in the microphone?
Yeah, it's because I turned my sensitivity down and make my other microphone work. I switched over to my headset for now.
Got you. Okay.
So it should be fixed. Sorry about that.
All right, no worries. Super. Well, after some time, Lady Emlyn will approach you and ask if you are in assistance or if you are in need of a prayer.
He says the past few weeks have been concerning to me, and I wish to speak rather candidly with you about some of the things we've encountered.
Oh, this is. She replies back in Psalm that this is a place of worship, and within worship only the truth shall be spoken, for it is hallowed grounds. As he says, it has been ordained by, and then she gives you another verse.
Mm-hmm. He will say, "True, indeed." And let me see. Oh, sorry. Did I say? I didn't mean to say like in secret talk. I didn't. If that's what I said, I apologize.
No, you didn't say it. No, you said you
Okay.
wanted to speak candidly.
Yeah, candidly. That means like pretty frankly, right?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I was like, did I say the wrong word? Am I an idiot?
No, you
Probably.
said the right thing. You said the right thing. It's just she's replying back with, "This is sacred ground, therefore only truth shall be spoken as deemed by the saint of blah blah blah."
Of course, and oh, yep, and what is it? I'm trying to find the right verse because I actually have a bunch that I have here. And he'll nod and say, like, the words of the faithful are the mountains, which is from Ecclesiarch Dacius the Ninth, as he nods. He says, we have been encountering what has been interpreted by my eyes and through Father Xerxes' counsel as, and he'll what would be the proper term? I don't think he'd actually want to say arch enemy inside of this holy place. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't want to utter their name, or well, he'd say like the ultimate in in the bane in the Emperor's eyes.
Yeah, makes sense.
And they're coming in such a way that it concerns me with the frequency. He says, of course you must have seen and heard things as you're consoling the men and those who've bravely brought the Emperor's swift justice against them. But I wish to seek your counsel here.
She leans closer, and you can now hear that she speaks not in verses anymore. I am concerned, Lord Rogue Trader. I am concerned for the house's missionary. He has confessed to me things of which my order must take action. He has confessed to be in relation to an enemy of not just my order, but of you.
the father, I mean, sorry, not the father, jeez. We're talking about the father. Matthias will, his look doesn't get grave, but she can tell there's seriousness in it as he nods and goes, he, after talking to you, has also brought some of what I believe you're speaking of to light to me. And I had to contemplate such matters as they are they are startling to one of my stature. And
So
enraging
you
that
are.
they sit. Enraging that they sit. Veiled in our in the Emperor's dynasty.
Indeed. However, I believe that there is a chance of redemption. However, that means a very blatant confession, not to me, but to one of my order. I believe it is time for the missionary. It is time for Father Circes to confess for potential sins. It's possibly time for him to flagellate himself upon the altar of our martyred lady, and for others to see whether the purification is working. If you have been told the same truth which I have been told, you must also understand that taint can go deeper than skin.
True. Then
And
and he'll actually rattle off the Adeptus Sororitas line. He'll say, "We serve," and he goes, "It is true. It is said that we serve the Emperor with our faith and devotion, and with faith there must also sometimes come sacrifice." And he'll say with that, he'll go, "I believe the Father has started on this path," and he'll lean in close and he'll look. You'll see him look around to make sure no one else is listening, and he'll even signal for the servitor if it has audio functions to cease.
yep, it will cease audio.
And with that, he'll show a very faint. It's almost faded now, right? Mark on his armor where you can see some blood, but then he'll take out his own personal handkerchief and he says, "Upon this marks his and I's oath to cleanse what he has found. And I have dedicated my name to this cause." He'll be approaching her in reality with this. He's like, it was hard for him to speak as he.
Could you give me an awareness check as you're looking at her, trying to read the situation? I'll give you a +10 with your previous interactions with her.
I will use a +10 to make that a pass.
All right. You're making out that, as you're reading her up and down, that she is confused, and the confusion is now leading to anger. As she looks to you and says, "How can you think this is enough?"
He says, "I have not finished what I've spoken, because it is also said that the words of the faithful are the mountains, but the deeds of the faithful are the world. He has, by his own hand, brought many to the cleansing fire of sanctification. Their bodies have been burned and their souls cast to the Emperor's judgment. And in this, I have seen the fire that burns in his eyes, and it is a fire I see burning in yours now. It is true that not only us finding such a thing would cause us to become enraged, as any loyal servant of the God Emperor would. But my mind seeks out the end of most of these kinds of things. I am concerned more for our empire, in that him bringing it to light means there may be more conspirators of those that we speak. And they move in shadowy ways, as we saw. They brought, what was it, 4 ships?
Yeah.
They brought 4 ships against our house. And it is by the God Emperor's divine intervention that the Mechanicus could send a fleet to assist us in this matter. And though many were lost, those foul blasphemers were brought to before the Emperor for judgment. And of course, we know what he does with them. He casts them into the void, as is their just rewards for such horror. And though I will not speak as what your order does for what his penance must be, I will say this: I have seen him personally stand in the way of a would-be assassin to myself, risking his life and his soul in such a matter to seek redemption in this matter.
Lord Matthias, I have heard your words. I appreciate your stance on this, but I must reiterate something. Hege Circes is of the Order of our Martyred Lady. As of such, he is to be reviewed, to use a lesser term, if his purity is indeed worth. This has now become a matter of the Ecclesiarch. You may see him as being of decent faith, but the words of which I heard has brought into question his position within our order, his position within the Ecclesiarch, and indeed his position and his permission to live. Whatever deal or whatever agreement has been between you and Circes is between you two. But our martyred lady demands that he is tested, that he is reviewed, and that he is found to be indeed pure of mind, spirit, and body. His relations with these abominable individuals, these lower creatures, means that he's, well, how will I put this delicately, Lord Matthias? This is not where a rogue trader can deem someone pure or not. This is a matter of spiritual cleansing. As of such, as the investor and representative of our martyred lady and the Ecclesiarch, I put forward the demand of our investment. Hege Circes will be brought to Lucia, upon where a detachment of our martyred lady will arrive with a confessor, a father confessor, who shall review whether he is true of spirit and mind and sound of body. I question his purity, and I shall say so openly to you.
It is a It is a large claim, and one not to be taken lightly.
I have been in study, prayer, and contemplation for this. Father Xerxes has shown many a great things. And as of such, he deserves the doubt of a confessor to listen to him. Everything else would at least require purified fire and a bolt around. This is the greatest mercy I can offer for him, of our order. If this brings us into conflicts of me on the ship, I will understand. I can depart. However, understand that should you request me to disembark of your ship, I'm afraid that you will also make a message very clearly for me, my order. This truth is now out. Go on.
No.
He finishes it with, this truth is now out in the open, and larger forces must be made aware of this, as someone as important as far as missionary Xerxes has to be reviewed. That's it.
Though I cannot, how would he put it? I cannot meet your standard of, what I'm implying to say. Well, he goes, true. And what planet did she want? As I say begrudgingly.
She wants to go to Lucia, where Xerxes will be put to the review of our martyred lady.
Can I make an intelligence roll on what a review of the martyred lady would look like, since I was studying on it?
Yes, you will have a plus 20.
The fun bits.
Oh, thank God.
Review is going to be very painful. It is nothing short of a harsh interrogation where a confessor will be not necessarily physically torturing you, but they will be rigorously going through you, and everything that you do is going to be considered a test. Our martyred lady is Sisters of Battle. Their standards of purity is extraordinarily high, and confessors are considered to be the holier men that will listen to any doubt that a Sister of Battle might have and then reinvigorate them. It is it's one of the fewer options where someone has the capability of being deemed pure enough to continue working, as confessors usually are the leaders of the militant detachments of the ecclesiarch. But it's not going to be a cakewalk, and a slip of the tongue will be enough for a confessor to turn around and go, "Burn this man." It's a real test. It's a real you go in here. There's no slips. You can't do slip ups. You can't do any of this. This is where people get put to the torch by moving in a wrong way, and they are very scrutinizing. But yeah, the Sisters of Battle, their easiest choice, if they find someone being unfaithful or having relatives, it's their usual method is put a round to their head and it will be considered a mercy. And that's the purification that person deserved.
We're still on the outskirts of the Empire, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is contested land.
Yep. Matthias is weighing his options here.
Roll initiative.
Oh, Jesus. Right. That is the worst. That is the worst option we should do.
It's still an option, though, right?
It's definitely
it's an option, just a really terrible one.
Yes, yeah. I'm aware of this. Don't do that.
Oh God, what did she say earlier that I was going to get all uppity on, but now I can't remember. That's great. 10 out of 10. I should have said it at the time.
Questioning his purity?
No. No.
Christmas lights. Chip.
He's like, he will go, I understand that you have duties to perform in this matter. I must weigh what the house will decide as we are trying to go to, as of right now, a world that has been lost and holds a shrine, a holy place to the Empire.
She nods.
He goes,
Oh,
but
I
I will consider your words very heavily. He goes, and can I make a fellowship? I mean, I know she probably doesn't like me right now, but she probably doesn't like anyone, technically.
What is the fellowship to achieve?
It's just to show her that in reality he weighs what he said, but he's not like recoiling. He's not in fear of what when she's talking about order. He's not afraid because he understands where he stands, but he does respect what she says. He understands that she has an oath to uphold.
You can roll me a fellowship. There is no modifiers that I can think of in this situation.
Okay.
It's just whether you can.
have peer ecclesiarchy.
I'll be a +10.
David, I sent you a message.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Your words are not helping. Give me 1 second.
That's all right.
Okay, well, 6 degrees of success on that roll. Give me a second.
Sure, of course.
All right, I know I have people watching. What are you? Hold on.
Scheming.
I steal Saxius.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that in reality? Like, are you still wanting her to go help you interrogate him?
No. She ain't gonna do anything with me anymore.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe not.
What did I get from that fellowship? You think she'd be up for it, Saxius?
Metagaming.
I don't know.
What, like, basically, you're leaving her with the impression that you are willing to stand fast at where you are. You are the final arbiter. You respect her, but this is now your decision. You are the one who's going to weigh up whether you're going to lose her immediately or not, as you've got your schedule. You've not done it in a way that she's offended. She understands that you have your own schedule, but she is going to be expecting
to do her
it.
part.
And
needs an answer.
Effectively, she's going to follow it up with, I have prepared a message for my order to advise them of this situation. I will be sending it out shortly. I expect that there will be no delays from the astropathic choir. You know, that's more or less where it ends. That she's informing you that this will be sent out.
If I have to shoot people or not.
Well, that's the situation. Like, it's if she finds that
she believes that there's there's an potential for problems, and whenever there's a potential, the Sisters of Battle have a very finite way of dealing with it.
Yeah, and she's just warning you that if she doesn't believe that her message has been sent out, there are going to be the option of her just straight up leaving the ship on the next available planet that she believes is worth leaving to, or
No, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Trust me, he's not that uncouth in this situation.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
what
do you
want
guys
me to? Well, I'm gonna actually ping her on that matter. Okay. He will say, I know you have. Can I make is there any kind of intelligence check to see whether or not how I think she would perceive me asking her to go interrogate the guy with Father Xerxes?
I'll tell you right now, she's not going to be on good terms with it because she sees both of them as she sees Father Xerxes as a potential traitor, and she sees him as a traitor. So her being left in a room, she's just going to be looking at two potential vipers.
That's why I said, yeah, it's not wise for me. That's why I suggest, just like, hey, a suggestion, just to think about you, Matthias and Emmeline go in and talk to the friar.
Well, you've been.
I don't know.
This is the thing. You've been preparing for it. I don't think. I have an ulterior option.
Okay.
I have another option. I got you, fam.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't get pinged. What the hell? I thought I got pinged. What the shit?
What's up, nerds?
All right.
So, like I was saying, why is God quick? Let's be Space Marines.
Yeah, right. Let's roll quick to see if we're Space Marines.
Jack, you said nothing. No one heard
Faust
anything.
can make us them. He doesn't know better.
He doesn't know better.
Just the next time you see us, it's like we're 2 feet taller. Like, huh? Yeah, is that a weird ass growth spurt?
Were you always 8'5"? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm going to be seeing an ascended astropath space marine now. I'm going to be witnessing the worst of the worst.
Oh god.
The Chad Rogue Trader crew.
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Now, quick, let's storm the beaches.
All right.
Hold up. I don't think that's according to the Codex Astartes. I mean,
right. All right.
Right.
So in my mind, with that, Matthias will tell Lady Emmeline. He's like, the whole entire I must weigh what the house will do in this matter as we beg the God Emperor in this matter for guidance. And he will definitely come over here with he's looking at the father with concern.
Mm-hmm.
as he leaves. And pings Father Xerxes to meet him in his ready room.
I promptly go there.
All right. He's like, all right, and then he pings Tomulus to go there. And while Tomulus, we go there, I think he would have pinged Tomulus later. He talks to him and goes, she's very adamant about you going through this trial. And
my lord.
Oh, hold on. Before you get there, God,
sneaking up on people like that.
Locked.
Tomulus.
Yeah. I know, right? It was. Oh God, what was it? It was not Regis Court Godwin. Sorry, I apologize. Cadmus. There's mutants to shoot down here. The Rogue Trader's gonna go shoot. He is immediately down there within 5 minutes with a giant gun. I heard there were peasants to shoot.
Mutants, Cox lever action.
Right.
You don't say.
Yeah.
My spy network cued me into something a little too soon. I hear.
Yeah. So he'll talk to Father Xerxes. She's very adamant, and I believe she still has doubts in with you, but that is a good thing in these matters. Do you think you would be up to their rigorous testing? From what I've read recently, it can be very demanding.
My lord, it is the most demanding, for I may do everything perfect, and yet still not be found worthy. It is a test that is uncertain of the outcome.
True. At times it is hard to seek out and find exactly what they're looking for. And as Tomulus comes in, and this is the ready room that has the jamming device and
this is the room where
this is where 4 people, including the GM, go down to the librarium.
You see, like I've said before, it's not a matter of what cameras and listening devices are on the ship; it's who they belong to.
Exactly.
God.
With that, sorry guys, I hate doing this, but we're gonna.
I'll be.
Yeah,
back.
bye. Sorry, they
Gonna
don't.
what? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, right. As they steal Jack back.
How
Jack
about,
goes with us, dickbags.
All right, guys, we said.
Oh, I'm
Jeez.
down here. My bad.
I'm sorry. Okay. And you'll see Matthias pull open a panel that has new stuff that you can clearly tell has OX's handwriting on it, and locks the door and turns on a device, and all of a sudden, the microbeads in our ears stop working. As one of the jammers I had him install kills all recording devices in the room. And he says, Father, I have your trust. Still, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell Tomulus what you told me. And he will gesture sincerely, Tomulus, to have you take a seat.
Okay, Thomas, do you read quick?
Indeed, I do.
You do. Okay.
I mean, you could just tell him the basics.
Well, okay. All right. I'll role play it out. It's okay. I must say, Sir Tomless, what you maybe already inquired and believe that the recent happenings are not by coincidence. Just before I came aboard the ship, I rather really hastily left my family, left my sect, left everything behind. For I was brought into a room that was more heinous than I could ever imagine. A room that I was told that was to bring me into their fold, so to speak. And there I saw blasphemous things that I shall not even utter in this room. And it beckoned me, it called to me. It was like poison dripped honey. And it took everything of me to flee, for I heard a voice. And though this may sound mysterious to you and even heretical, I believe that it was the God Emperor himself ushering me away. And I ran. And since then, my family has been seeking to kill me and those around me.
And that, Matthias will glance at Tomless and try to read you in this moment.
And I will say this. It is, and not, though you may consider this and know some about it, it is the evil of the chaos Slanesh that they worship.
How would you say Tomless is taking this?
Do you need a willpower check?
First and foremost, I'd be stoic about it. At the mention of one of these chaos gods, you would have a grim face.
All right, and now for the punchline. I hope we're cool with this. He goes, Master Tomulus, may I reintroduce you to the Father?
I suppose.
Father Xerxes, meet Inquisitor Tomulus.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I had to giggle. It's been sitting in the back burner for so long.
So how
both
is
of your bullshit?
so how is Cersei's taking it now that you've been introduced to an Inquisitor who is working as the Seneschal.
Xerxes
you need to
is
sit down.
no. It is. I'm already going to go to a court of the Adeptus Sororitas. This is just another thing of here I am. May the God Emperor have my life and see fit to what he deems necessary. My life is but a vapor in the breath of his lungs.
Damn.
If you're saying something, Jack, we can't hear you.
Alright.
There
I
we
should
go.
have you know, Father Xerxes, that I was formerly of the Hereticus, of which I'm sure you've heard of. An admission of such things would probably be bad. However, this is no longer my jurisdiction. I'm here aboard the ship on my own volition, seeking out a greater evil. One far greater than even you have been aware of.
Matthias at this point looks
You a
over
pious,
slowly. He's slightly like, what? Because this information is new to Matthias.
I believe you're a pious, righteous man. I do not believe you have any ill will towards mankind, nor any corruption that would damn you. That, however, is purely up to your future decisions as well. I, knowing full well your intentions thus far and the fact you've served the house faithfully, will do my best to make sure that you are kept well from harm's way. Best of luck in your trial.
And with that, Matthias will also let Tumulus know. I must tell you in this matter, I have also pledged House Atreides' assets to assist Father Xerxes in the scouring of this filth wherever we find it. And he pulls out the handkerchief and he's like, we have sworn it before the God Emperor as a blood oath.
Thus is the will of the Emperor and his servants.
He will nod. And he'll put it back. And now you two know, and I can move us. Anyone else want to say anything else?
Nothing for me.
And so Matthias says, of course, this information doesn't leave this room, as this is a very delicate matter. He says, Father, I'm not sure exactly what the house can do to help you in this matter, other than taking actions that may brand all of us and threaten my family and our name in the Imperial recordings as someone to be shunned. And so in this, I believe we shall, if you are willing, shall prepare you as much as we can for this test.
If need be, you may call upon me as a character reference.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I've read anything that would impact what the sororitas definitely think needs to be done versus how that impacts with an inquisitor? Because I know they're fervent. I know the inquisitors are basically the word of the emperor, but fanatical people are fanatical.
So they look to the Ecclesiarch, like you would know this from your read-ups. They look to the Ecclesiarch, and it is they can be swayed by Inquisitors, but it really depends on their favor with said Ecclesiarch.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And since you said falling out, he'd be like, that's probably not good.
No.
All right. I think moving us back and continuing forward is next
Yeah.
call to action. So Brian, out of character.
I'll quickly jump over though.
Yep, go for it. Out of character, Jack. You can move back if you want to, but in the end, do you want your character to go through this? Because if you don't, we don't have to, and we'll figure something out. But I think storyline wise, Matthias is leaning towards if you're okay.
If
with
the
it.
Inquisitor is saying that I should, then
Mhm.
my hands are in the Emperor's. So then I'm not trying to get out of it, because getting out of it only, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It's like, what you are trying to hide.
Yeah.
Every
exactly.
man faces their day. The Emperor protects.
All right. All right. Well, then, if every man faces his day, this might be your trial, and you'll come out stronger. Hopefully.
Either in one piece or two.
Right. Oofda. All right. I'll move us back.
There was 2v3,
Jesus,
Oof.
that's not easy.
and I
Killed
killed him.
Gunfight.
Has been decided.
Uh-oh.
Are we gonna
That's a
die?
concern.
Shall we? Is this a time?
How are we doing on time, anyways?
Yeah,
It is.
I'm good as right as rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good to continue.
I don't care.
Let's
Got
do it.
them.
All good for you, Aaron?
Okay, Matthias. I'm going to send you a private message as long as, and to you, Tomulus.
Okay. Mr. Freeze, are you good to continue?
Yeah, I can keep going.
So at this point, yeah, he'll approach you for the Emperor's Tarot.
Time to read up on these things. Yep. Go for it.
I'm trying to flex some fucking muscles. Do you want me to push for this?
He goes,
How desperately do you want it? That's a better question.
Yeah. Because your question can be as specific or as vague as you want it to be. So if
Just
you
to say-
literally just to say, how do I get out of this situation? I can potentially get that answer.
Oh, is that how broken Emperor's Tarot is?
Yes.
Oh
it
my
is.
god.
It also it goes down to like how much he pushes that as well, because I'm looking at the degrees of success. My question is for you, Aaron. Are you preparing this room? Is it being sanctified? Is it being filled with incense? Are you preparing it for
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Have you slathered yourself in the holy oils?
Well, firstly, I'm trying to click in my fucking invocation button. It's not even fucking working.
Alright. we can do this manually with a D100 and then just work backwards from there.
I could just do willpower. I think I just have to do flat willpower at the moment. So excuse me for a minute.
Yeah, of course.
This is for the first power that I have to do.
God,
11.
So ignore me right now. That'd be about 40. No, it'd be 35. There you go. So that's the. So this is I'm first casting Foreshadow, which gives me a bonus to my the skill test that I choose to do, and because dividing the future is a Psi-Niscience test, I get to basically stack my Psi rating twice. So it's not letting me do skill bonuses, so I'm gonna have to type this, just do a perception and just drop it full manually.
Stevens, you have competition now.
On retarded rolls.
God.
35 plus 3.
Wait, what do you mean by competition?
As in, like, people who make the most retarded high rolls or low rolls.
Yes, I see. You've been also blessed by the Emperor.
I see you too are a man of culture.
You know what? I'm gonna fucking re-roll that. I'm not satisfied. There we go. That's the better one.
No.
Is this just gonna be the freaking Death Watch campaign all over again?
Yes.
Yeah,
At this rate.
Would you like it to be?
I
Do you want me to go to the library?
The answer's yeah, right. Well, you don't even know what it is yet. You keep your whore mouth shut.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
God, it's like
Yeah,
Darius
yeah,
and
shit.
Holt going next to up to each other, being like, "You son of a bitch."
I got a few other tricks up my sleeve, but they're related to something else.
I'm
Right.
concerned. I am actually a little scared right now.
Concern.
I'm just gonna take us a few steps away so he doesn't turn into a ticking time bomb.
Oh, I forgot to push that as well. So that's plus 15 degrees. So that's 9.7. Let me just roll. As long as I don't get perils, I
As he
can.
says that as he says that.
Yeah, I'm cool. So basically, yeah, 26 meters of the ship has just gone dark for a brief moment.
Yeah, Matthias.
So-
Yeah, and well, so with this, geez, I like how you just banged into it. I was gonna say, well, he would have summoned Father Xerxes. And you're like, nope, we rolling right now.
Well, when the power goes up, Dom was looking around very vigilantly, trying to figure out what the fuck was causing it.
The thing is,
Out the line.
Augury takes 30 minutes, but divining the future takes a minute. So I literally just
Wow.
did that in practically less than potentially 30 seconds.
Wow. Holy shit.
Iota, you're hearing the sounds of Iota scuttling through the rafters, trying to figure out what happened.
What the fuck? I'm the one who personally changed these light bulbs. What the hell?
Exactly. So,
I know.
what is the question? I never caught on to that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Before I do it, I was just watching Darius going, "What's that? You want me to use my powers?"
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Good God. Just liquefies half the ship. Look, I did a thing. I didn't want you to do that.
Let me
But I
just
did it.
flex on the Chaos Gods briefly. Bruh! There we go. I got you your answer. Whatever that was.
Good game, everybody.
Right. Good God.
All right. State me the question, because the outcome is already determined.
Right. The question is, what can be done to assist Father Xerxes in the passing of this test? Or of the test to come for him on Lucia. That's what I want to say.
All right.
Roll initiative.
Right? In comes the Skitari. Who the fuck killed the lights?
I'm working here.
My God. just the whole.
Maybe lock the door and turn the lights down low.
Oh no!
Oh, not like this, Chaos Gods.
No, not like this. I do not want to die to country.
No, but
I would also like to add, because you're the subject of it, Preacher, for the next entire month,
I was
and
going to say,
because you-
Xerxes is right, technically.
Say that again?
Xerxes
called?
is the person I
Yeah.
asked the question about.
Yes.
well, no,
Okay.
but you're
What?
you're the one asking the question, so you're the subject of it. So for the next month, or at least equal to about 10 tests, that's any skill test, characteristic tests, you get an additional plus 10 until
Fire.
the question is resolved.
Fire. Wow.
Fuck.
Nice.
God.
Wait,
we
a
could-
plus 10 towards it? I'd like to go talk to this interrogator guy real quick.
About to say, can I bring you with me? Can you fit in my back pocket? Can you like hide underneath my freaking robes?
I have a new favorite person.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we gotta go commerce. We gotta go do some commerce checks. Oh, wait a minute! I need to watch. I need to go and do some tarot reading.
I was about to say, we're about to do some commerce. Hey, Tomulus, yeah. Rub Portunus on the what is it, the astropath. Rub. Gets a +10.
Plus 10? No, dude, that's
All
just
right.
a plus
And do
30.
a good job about it. Gets a +20.
Regis assist plus 30.
Oh my god.
I assist plus 80.
Accurate.
I bless it plus
God.
15. I mean,
Oh
why not?
god. Oh, Jesus.
I stared down the
Rolls a
person he's
nat
arguing
100.
with. Plus 10.
Fuck!
We're giving you literal shit. Deal with it.
Right. Alright. Well,
All right.
Anyways, what's
let the GM think
Yep.
about this.
Oh, God.
Oh, hi, Mark. How is your sex life?
Oh.
It's like, if you don't tell me, I'll just divine it from your mind.
And while you're figuring that out, Tomless, you would have gotten a message from Saxius to see if Portunus can prepare legal documentation for us to aid in representation of Father Xerxes in such a matter. As we don't know exactly what's going to go down.
I am typing this out because this is actually quite important.
Hi, Gabby. By the way, she's watching us on Twitch.
Oh, nice.
And she, for this whole situation, she says F.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And with that, yeah.
With
I'ma
that, we
contemplate
have
for a
our
moment.
first character death.
Shut
Right?
up.
Oh,
Shut up.
God.
Yeah.
Shut up.
He was whipped to death in some sort of a weird ritual.
No, it's just going to be one solid bolter to the head.
While covered in wax.
That it's gonna be.
All right.
Yeah,
so
right?
quick for you, Mr. Freeze. Due to the degrees of success being what, like 8.2.
9.7 actually, because I didn't
Nine.
factor in the additional psi rating.
All right, so that is going to be. So I'm going to have to give you a few. Basically, I'm going to spell out a few obvious ones. I'm going to try and make it a bit useful there.
Quick question, Saxius.
Mhm.
Since you know me, I love to metagame because I'm garbage like that. Could we just let the father get shot in the head as a feat of protection, and then he just uses a fate point, burns it, and lives?
Yeah, but
Like,
wouldn't that turn him into
Did shoot me again, though.
No, that's the question. It's a feat of faith. Should he
True.
survive?
True.
But that's a bit metagamey, like.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if you want to go down that route, that can be. That can be done. I mean, is it a bolter gun to the head? Sure, but he's not walking away without a few scratches.
That's not true at all. That's not a bolter. It's a Melficus. He'll be fine.
The better question is, does it just malfunction and it doesn't
I've
shoot?
heard that bolter guns to the head people live through all the time. Like, they don't
Yeah,
even wear armor.
okay.
They wear negative armor. They wear glass because it would actually hurt more because the glass shatters, but it still does nothing. Come on, guys.
Yeah, man, the bullets heal you for negative damage, clearly.
We'll see what happens, guys.
Oh yeah, this is getting spicy. It's getting good.
Can I
Yes,
pilot
both.
check out of it?
Yes. roll,
God,
roll me a pilot check.
I'd rather a priest not.
Watch. Rolls an +1.
Please no.
Hold on, I gotta calculate all the modifiers.
You just hear deja vu as
I've been-
he coaxes Mastodon to assist him in piloting the Void Cruiser.
Oh
And
God.
we out of here.
We flying.
You should just do that. Like, the moment we get Eldar ships, you should just put grappling hooks onto his ship, and then you can just drift them.
Well, we've already had Cadmus drift us to the warp once, and I'm pretty sure Deja Vu actually was played.
Hold on. You didn't say the full thing. He screamed into the microphone before he did that. We can't see the Astronomicon. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I sent a meme to the meme throne. Kind of.
dank meme, Jack.
Rip.
Are you okay?
Oof.
Jack,
I'm not
what
sure.
is that?
Hold on, don't
Is
spill it
that
out.
brandy?
It's delicious apple brandy. Why?
Oh,
Are
God,
you
Jack.
okay?
No, he's dying.
Yes, I'm more than okay. I'm
Boy, you can fire.
Damn, dude. Like, I thought I was good at drinking, but like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Well, that guy did drink every day.
What's the
Accurate.
What's
Just
the proof
saying.
on that, man?
Oh,
like-
it's not very high.
It's not.
30%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's-
It's like
not
wine.
very high.
It's like
Yeah,
wine.
It's
Okay.
a wine.
That's
It's a bottle of wine,
wine.
basically.
Between like 13 and 17% on average. So not.
Oh,
I've
not
seen
30.
20 some odds, buddy.
Yeah.
Not the good stuff.
Well, because once
I
you start
mean,
getting past
high end
40,
one maybe, but
yeah, once you start getting past 40, it gets a little
Well, that's
dubious.
how you die.
Yeah. That's why I was like, Jesus Christ. I know Jack's like able to drink that much and kind of live, but still.
It's a good session. That's how you can tell.
Oh, this is a great session.
Here we go.
I'm not drinking at all.
So,
Rip.
through the
Okay.
divination, Darius reads out, "Few friends will come to his help. He must look to his closest circle for a difference to be made. The judge is immovable. The martyrs demand blood. Blood of terror can deter the sword. The holy sign can save a soul. Blood will lead to more blood. The child is prized. A grand battle is to come. Beware, prepare, be vigilant."
Blood for the blood god.
That last bit I didn't like. Space that man.
Yeah, no, face him, please.
Who was it?
Ugh.
Servo skulls for the servo skull.
Oh boy.
Okay, that got spicy.
Mm.
It's a spicy meatball.
Ah, I figured it out. Don't worry,
Blood.
he's being spaced.
Blood of Terra.
Who just DC?
Spaced.
Oh, I see. Steven.
Stevens.
I would like to have a really
Well,
serious
you
conversation
Oh.
with everyone here, starting with Finley. What is your thought on what Blood of Terra means? Finley,
That's gonna
what do you
be-
think?
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think Blood of Terra would mean in this situation?
Hmm.
We have to kill. Continue. Lady Emily. Stop.
No.
No. No. And I will say this for the words of Emmeline, she is doing what she deems to be right.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Not
I mean,
fault
yeah,
her
yeah,
for
yeah.
what she
We're
said.
memeing. We're memeing.
I'm just saying on record. This is what Xerxes
Yeah.
would
Oh,
say.
Gotcha.
alright?
Yeah. Okay.
Um, this is a perplexing statement. But in my, though I may be wrong, my first inclination is an oath that would be made can deter the sword. But I may be wrong.
I look at this. Martyrs demand blood. Blood of Terra can deter the sword. However, blood will lead to more blood.
But hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Oh, sorry.
Diarchus, I wasn't. Saxius, while I read this, can I do a roll to see if I can figure out anything from my studies of what any of that could be said? Now that I'm
Yeah.
studying out and reading it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll give you a +5 from the library.
Okay.
Not the full 10 because I don't really see how, even with the full access to the library, because of this is being a divination, this is a little bit outside of your normal realm.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm yes, absolutely. What would it be? Would it be intelligence or perception or awareness? What would it be?
I would argue this would go down on the intelligence because you are
Okay.
using your scholastic information to interpret the signs of these things. It's like
Okay.
interpreting, dreams and visions.
Now,
Takes a while.
okay. Could I, because it is a intelligence check, can I, after using foresight, get a +10 on top of that for studying it out?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So, which part were you specifically looking at?
Specifically, overall, I would like the overarching theme. What is it saying? Yes, that we have everything in here can be mysterious. So I'm not going to get deterred on Blood of Terror can deter the sword. I want to see if I can recognize anything that is congruent with what I've studied out.
If you go to this trial, you are not gonna have a lot of allies. Right now, the way you know that the Sisters of Battle are extreme, they don't take accusations like this lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes from someone of their own, pointing towards someone like you, it will be taken as like really bad for you. There's not a lot of like if you go on your own, you are most likely going to face a death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
If you go with your group, these are like the commanders, the people that you see in this chat. These are going to be the people that will be the tipping scale to get you out of there. It sounds like you're walking into a trial where the entire thing is rigged. If it's just you, you need big helps to come and make a difference. And this, by the looks of it, is use of like holy powers, big political insights. The blood will lead to more blood is usually an ominous thing about more death is going to be coming. And well, it's generally warning you that this is not going to be the end.
Mm-hmm.
Demanding Xerxes turn himself in immediately, or are they giving him a grace period by any chance?
And the Adeptus Sororitas does not give grace.
Phrase that. Are they demanding he immediately show up, or are they giving him a time frame for him to turn himself in before immediately declaring him guilty? Is a better question.
The current conditions from Lady Emlyn is... Well, I'm assuming this has been shared with the group. Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes, I would share this. Why I'm like, from my understanding, this is what I've come to determine what this is saying.
Okay. They haven't given a timeline, but the implications is do this now or do it quickly. This is still an investor that can that holds some sway somewhere. So
the only thing I can suggest that could possibly in any sense help us is going to Erasmo and checking the site for anything that would help prove his devotion to Holy Terra. That's the only other way I can think of to help our Lord Priest. It's a difficult situation. Would our rogue trader have any input to offer in this trying time?
Does Darius want to roll any intelligence rolls to help interpret this? If he's awake.
Live, got him.
I could.
Can I roll intelligence for the part where it is Blood of Terra can deter the sword? Because Matthias, when he hears something like that, the holy sign can save a soul. He's really focusing on that because he gets first line he knew, second line he was betting on, third line was almost for sure. Sorry, third and fourth line. The fifth and sixth elude him. He's like, what can this mean?
The Blood of Terror? That's the one you're going for?
The Blood of Terra and the Holy Sign.
Okay.
Can I
I'll ask for one roll per. Okay. This is a lot of interpretation, and I can't really think of any bonuses. I'll probably even argue a minus 10.
Okay. To intelligence, correct?
To intelligence.
Alright.
Because you're not really of the background of interpreting divination or visions or any of that form.
Understood.
Alright, so for the first one being the Blood of Terror. Right, I'm gonna find a way to word this.
I was gonna say I'm gonna use another fate point to bump it.
Okay. I'll pose a question to you.
Okay. Okay.
If those two questions doesn't help, I can't give you the answer.
Okay. All right.
Does that clarify it?
That clarifies, yeah. Yeah. And is that to both, or is that just to the first one?
That's to the first one.
Okay. All right. And now for the second one. Minus 10. Ooh, definitely going to re-roll on that. Which brings me down to 1. Well, less terrible.
The second one is to your interpretation. Probably a miracle, to put it lightly. A holy sign.
Okay.
Right. Does anyone else wanting to say or do anything?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at it myself and see what I can't pull from.
Okay. Well, which part are you looking at?
More specifically, the Blood of Terra and the Holy Sign. Those two parts pull me the most.
Alright, so which one of them?
We'll go with Blood of Terra.
Okay. I'll send it to you in private.
Another thing I may ask, can I kind of, since they said they'll be requesting someone to go to Lucio, which probably means that someone isn't in system. So I'm wondering, can I talk with Cadmus for how long he thinks, well, one, I need to do research, to find the closest Order of our Martyred Lady, either fleet or station, and then secondly, calculate through records the potential transit in warp time.
Because I did want to take a look at the other part, the Holy Sign, but I only got 0.4.
What the hell?
Alright. So, who did you ask to do the figuring out of the of the order and such.
Oh, I would have probably. Well, that's a book rolling thing. I'd probably talk to. In reality, probably Portunus, and I would assist him with it. I'd be like, we need to. He's like, we need to find out where their most nearest fleet and/or person who would be capable of such a thing, and I'll actually be working with him in this, going through books for a moment.
Right.
Also, it would have been released to send the signal from the Astropathic Choir within the day, basically, and it stipulates end of the day.
Right. Portunus and you working together discovered that they have a chapel, a cathedral on Jor.
Okay. Well then, And can I make an intelligence roll with him to figure out what the standard... Oop, wrong thing. Warp travel time it would take them to get to Lucia, either if they jump through Talia or Lucia here.
Depending on their navigator, this could be, as quick as first warp jump being, 16, 20 days, followed by a secondary 10 days. So if we go 16 first, 10 days next, it's going to be about a month for them to be arriving at Lucia.
Okay.
That's if they've got standard everything. If they are highly decked out, it could be as quick as 6 and 4, so 10 days.
Oof.
I mean, look at some of the jumps you've had.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know. 12 days in, 6 days in. Some of them are ridiculous. Some of them are nothing.
Yeah.
That was the deja vu movement. I can't see the Astronomicon. Let's go to Droth!
I'm gonna have to bail.
You're gonna have to bail for the night, man?
I have.
Alright, sir.
Well,
Have a good night, Jeffy.
well,
Thanks for being there, friend. We will see you next time.
it's not.
Oh, September. Have a good night, man.
Thanks.
Do we have any standard old charts of how long it would take people to go from Dalmius to Erasmo?
No, everything. There's nothing is standard right now because you have to create these maps yourself, these routes. So you're very much, how would you put it, it's not like there are it's not like a vessel travel in the ocean. It could be anything. But if you get Cadmus to do well, you might be there in a few days.
Okay.
Because he could do rituals to prepare. He could spend 2 to 3 days preparing and find the best time to jump in and then get out.
Gotcha.
And then you'll be able to then travel backwards with your current routes, or you can make a direct route from Erasmo to Lucia.
Yep. We're gonna start prepping for that. Yeah. I think that would be the best, because if we can secure the relic, my question, and here's of course the noble and Matthias. So as long as Matthias, if it's not already claimed by someone else, if Matthias is the first one to set foot on it, makes the shelter, makes the
Site of Heritage.
Site of Heritage, thank you. Anything and everything on that planet that isn't needing to be burned due to heresy or whatnot is technically his, right? Of course, it's the Empire's, but it's under his house's tutelage, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. But if he has Father Xerxes take it up, then the annals of history will record that, he was the one that pulled it from the wreckage. You know what I mean? It goes on his report card.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think? Risk it for a biscuit, push to Erasmo when we can, recover the relic, and then go to Lucia?
I'm all in favor of that if it helps our priest out.
I think it would, since the Empire understands that things take time. Especially, the Great One would be like, yes, your judgment was supposed to happen 4 years ago. You've been in the warp 4 years. What? we literally went in yesterday. That sucks.
Sucks for you. Someone didn't think ahead.
Oh, I mean, in the end of the day, it's arguable in court. They probably will be pissed as all get out, but it's arguable in court. It's just the Empire at large doesn't care. The ecclesiarchy does, but you'd be like, well, I'm a rogue traitor, so you don't get to treat me like one of your peons.
The warp is also the warp. We don't exactly control that either.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it all goes.
What does everyone else think?
I mean, you could save him pretty easily, really.
And make an enemy of the Order of our Martyred Lady?
No, you have something up your sleeve that comes from terror.
I do, but I like to stack the deck in my favor as much as possible. That's why I'm saying, like, I think I'll talk to Cadmus to see how quickly he thinks we would be able to get to Erasmo as he looks into the warp of like,
What is Darius alluding to?
The thing that makes me your boss.
Oh, that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Cadmus rolls like a god.
But then you've got your sign.
He turns around and says, 2 days in warp, half a day in real time. But you've got to hit the engines in like T-minus an hour and a half.
Oh, all right.
Bolt down everything in the barracks, boys.
I mean, okay, so hold on. We're pumping the brakes real quick. This is out of character. Do you guys want to go to Erasmo? I mean, we are a group thing. This is a group decision. Do we want to go to Erasmo, or do we just want to go to Lucia and face it?
I think it's better to go to Erasmo first if Cadmus is confident that we can do this.
Okay.
He's confident he can get you to Erasmo within half a day in real time, 2 days in the warp. And once that is done, you will have more or less, let's say, 10 days there before you've got to, like, shoot your way back.
And you know what?
Well,
here's the thing, guys, right? Here's the thing, guys. If we get there and there's like a massive fleet of whatever, we can potentially just leave. We can just be like, nope, not worth it, go back. But
don't forget your holy sign.
Yep. Very
Here's
true.
how my mind sees it in optimal conditions. Of course, that's not always going to happen, but we spend half a day in the warp. We spend a week and a half on Erasmo. We get done there. We spend another, say, like
however
2 weeks.
However long in the warp.
Say like 2 weeks-ish, rough in real time, getting to Lucia. That puts us at just under a month.
Yep.
For travel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not long enough to really piss them off, but it is long enough to get us some time and get a mission done.
We can't dictate how pissed they're going to be, regardless.
Right, but I mean, it's a month versus 4 years.
Right. Yeah.
It is not anger that they have. It is righteousness in their eyes.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
So it is not. This is not a dictation whether we
yeah.
make them mad or not.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, no. That is very true. Yeah, I'm trying to put it that way of like, just understand that a delay may solidify in their minds potential guilt.
Yes.
It could. But
yes.
That's the thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
If I may say, and I do apologize for interrupting, but as I study this out, in my heart saying, what else can we do? What else can make my case what it is? For again, I say that I am yet a vapor in the breath of the Emperor's lungs, and he shall spend my life as he sees fit. And I say that I am first and foremost acknowledge and send my gratitude to this crew for not knowing all that what has transpired, but that they believe in the God Emperor and believe in me. For I say that if this is true, that we face this for what it is, and for the sake of God Emperor himself, let this be done and over with. I do not want to run unknowing of my fate.
Okay, duly noted.
You have the blood of terror to protect you, and your holy sign.
Yeah. I like how you're like, this is what this means. I hope.
Still think it would be better to find another holy sign, especially for something that was a resting place of a imperial saint, would help further.
That's
Xerxes'
not a
case.
holy sign.
No, it's not.
Well, I'm glad someone caught on.
Is Thumala still with us?
He had to step away for a moment. He messaged me.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm imagining at this point the entire offices, all the officers are like discussing this as you have the countdown for when you need to go or stay.
Yeah. With that, I'm gonna make a fucking enemy of this ecclesiarchal chapter 10 out of 10. He says, I will not argue with you, Father Xerxes. You are the one being brought forth this tribunal. We will assist you in the best that we can. If you wish to face them in a timely manner, then it shall be, and Erasmo may wait.
Unless somebody can...
I want to split the fleet, but I don't want to split the fleet.
It's a dangerous idea.
Well, we could send the frigate, the Tenebrious Mary, and the troop transport to Erasmo, but the problem is I want our capital ship there to support them. The Red Baron is a great support mechanism. Accurate. He will call Cadmus and say, stand down. I appreciate your rapidness in the matter and your monitoring on our half, but plans have changed.
Understood. He will power down everything and basically keep monitoring the Immaterium for another opportunity.
Yep. Matthias is slightly annoyed because, what was it? 2 days in the warp, half day real time. That's a frickin' record. He's like, oh. But it is understood. And so, yeah, I guess we'll start setting plans to head to Lucia after we get everything that we were supposed to get from Thalamius, and prepare ourselves and have that message sent off at the end of the day, and we will make our way to Lucia.
Right, so you'll turn around and head towards Lucia for this.
Yep.
Right. Well, Cadmus is going to rev up the engines, get out the charts. You will be 4 days in the warp, 12 days in real time, which means that when the message comes out, either you are going to be arriving just before the order, or you are going to be arriving with like half a month to spare.
Okay. All right.
Well,
cool.
So that means you'll have some time to like either prepare, or it's going to be right. We have a little bit of time now.
Understood.
But yeah, that's just the waiting game at that stage.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Pull Preacher down to a channel real quick with me.
Sure.
Sure. Be advised, you're still being broadcast to Twitch and all the good stuff. No, you're good.
You know, it's more of just I don't want the others eavesdropping on it.
Okay.
Shit, no. So, do you want me to do you want the house to prepare military actions in case things go south? I do not want them making him an unnecessary martyr when he could benefit us alive and benefit the Imperium alive. As we're both aware, there are there's some unstable elements in the ecclesiarchy. And that would probably get me shot for saying that, but I will.
Is this was that bit out of character, or was it in character? You seen
it? That was in character.
Hmm.
I've seen how at times Xerxes and some other of our religious folks are a little unhinged.
Do you not have faith?
I have faith. I don't have faith in those who are blind to reason. When they could do something more more beneficial to the Imperium.
Matthias will say, I am moved by your concern, but he's like, I've spoken with Priestess Emmeline. Her heart is true to the God Emperor and to the Imperium. She is doing her duty and what she believes is right in the matter. As you have said, some of them make harsh decisions that may seem brutal, but save planets and systems from falling to the filth of Xenos, of traitors, of damnation. And so we must understand where they come from in this matter. She has, instead of asking for what some of her order would deem execution, she has deemed trial. And it is, I believe, a vote of confidence on her end to his character. But she still has a code of honor, just like yourself and just like I have. And so she must follow it. Make sure that the men are ready in case they lose their bearing on their actionable abilities here. But in the end, Father Xerxes is of their order, and they are the ultimate authority whether or not to cast him from their ranks. Should they decide to become violent with the house, that changes matters, but we shall see. I do not think they will do such a thing. But of course, as always, have the men ready for anything.
I'm on standby, and I'll put my faith in you and put my faith in Xerxes. All right.
I appreciate it, but faith in the God Emperor will see us through this. His will, not ours, be done. Ave Imperator.
We will see how it goes.
Ave Imperator.
Yes.
10 out of 10 roleplay. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
Me too.
I move us big.
All right.
Put a bunch of people in concentration camps and tried to dress people up to look like someone else.
And it almost worked.
Yeah,
I come back to the time when I hear about camps.
Right? I see Mr.
Matthias, great
Pilkington.
timing.
I see Pilkington has begun the good work.
Hold up. I must hand to the captain real quick.
Oh God! I was gonna make something. Fine. Yes.
What if we were to dress someone up, use surgery to make them look like this?
Just get someone who's like her.
Surely our fine doctor of chemistry and not surgery could manage such a thing after 100,000 or 1,000,000 minutes.
My God.
Nothing to the Imperium of Man.
Right. Exactly. No. I think we've got a pretty big. I'm picking up. I'm thinking. Should I bring the warrant of trade to the trial? And
I believe it would be beneficial.
Mhm.
But before we go back and explain this to the rest of everyone, follow along. We shall make surgery happen.
Yeah. Well,
Even if we're amenable,
I know you want to meme. I know you want to meme, but it's getting super intense. Everyone's like super role play right now, so I'd say pump the brakes on the memetry.
You weren't in the other room a second ago.
Yeah. Well, me and Farrell we're hitting it. It was fire.
I'll let you go back to what you're doing then.
You're like, fine then. You can be a fucking nerd.
Captain has agreed. We shall make surgery.
What?
Yeah. No. I do have to say, everyone, that little role play between the Arcus and Matthias was fire. Literally, the conversation has ended with Ave Imperator. So,
Nice.
that conversation is always good.
So, Matthias,
I am concerned. That is all.
I asked the question, or I just proposed to the crew that is present, do they have any questions for me in this time where they may not fully understand what is going on?
Are you? Hold on. Hold on. I need to send somebody a message.
Well, peeps. It is that time. The time of now is here.
The time of we're ending the session.
Christmas
Yes.
cheer.